for Derby, isn't it?
Right, yeah, folks, here we are. We're back with BVM Talks the Championship, and we'll be focusing basically on the top and the bottom of this. I'm just sneaking into the camera here. So, if your teams are in the middle of the league, I'm a bit sorry, but that's the way it is. You should do better. Again, joining me, we've got Jono, Forest fan, Pedro, Derby fan, Mike, who's a happy Leeds fan, although he keeps saying he's not happy, but he is happy, but he's not. And we've also got Phil. He's on loan from Wigan, and he's come in and he's going to have a chat about the complete balls up at Wigan and how the Football League have been totally amateurish and ruined, or probably ruined a club that shouldn't be ruined. Well, no club should be ruined, really, should it? No. So we'll start. We'll start with Wigan and Phil.
Sorry, Dave. We'll start with a mention, Jack Charlton.
Oh, Jack Charlton, yes.
Yeah,
I had him on my Facebook thing.
So
when people die who I like, I put him on my Facebook profile, and he went straight on there. So
you know, one of the things, but
some great stories about him in the papers last week, weren't there?
Yeah.
What a character.
He is. Were a character, weren't he?
And he, so I started supporting Leeds, and all my family, grandparents, uncles, aunts, all from Leeds.
Yeah.
Mum and dad from Leeds. I was born in Leeds, but my dad was in the Air Force. We'd been abroad, we came home, and between postings we had 2 or 3 months in Leeds in 1966.
Yes.
World Cup final. So biggest football memory, my first football memory, my uncle sitting me down watching Jack Charlton win the World Cup for England. So big part of my, big reason why I'm a mental Leeds fan.
Mental Leeds. Did you see the Carling advert has been doing the rounds as well, isn't it? If Carling did football teams, and they get all like Peter Reid, Charlton brothers, who's in goal? Can't remember who's in goal. Shilton, and like Charlton goes bang straight through this player, and the referee's booking it. It was brilliant. Yeah, but you're totally right there. Well done, Mike, for bringing that up and paying a little tribute to the great man himself. So we'll start with Wigan. Phil, what the fuck's going off?
Well, I wish I knew the detail, but I'll tell you the picture as I see it. Little Wigan, who somehow defied the odds for years and years, got in the Premiership, won the FA Cup. Amazing story, really, under Dave Whelan.
Yeah. Because
none of that would have happened if it hadn't been for Dave Whelan. We'd have been bumbling around the old 3rd and 4th division, I guess.
Yeah.
Whelan took over, he put some money in, and he said, we're going to end up in the Premiership. That was when we won the old 4th division, and people laughed. And what happens? They end up in the Premiership.
Yeah.
So we had this wonderful roller coaster under Dave Whelan, and then he decided he wanted to sell.
Yeah.
Fair enough. He got to 80. He thought, I've had enough.
You don't need it really when you're 80, do you?
Absolutely.
You think, you know.
So he let it go, and this deal was set up with these guys in Hong Kong. Now I've got to say, on the face of it, you look at it, do you want to sell to people who own casinos? And when the owner of the casinos describes himself as a high stakes gambler. Now I don't know, you get a bit nervous when you hear that, don't you? But anyway, that's what happened 18 months ago. And I mean, my take on it is this, that he's a high stakes gambler, so he put a big gamble in. Because you look at Wigan, you think, what's in it for you? He thought, it's not that long ago we were in the Premiership, big money there, I'll put 10-20 million in, let's see what happens. By Christmas we'd not won for about 10-15 games, and he must have been thinking, hang on, this is a gamble that's gone wrong. So he passes it on to his mate, who is based in the Cayman Islands that nobody's ever seen. And then almost immediately this mate of his decides that he's pulling out.
But ain't these two companies the same company?
Well,
it's a bit like
Stanley Hoy seems to be at the front of both of them. Yeah. So I mean, it's all dodgy as hell, and there we are. I've lived in Nottingham for years and years, but I've been a season ticket holder for years, and I've been watching them since I was about 5 or 6.
Well, can hear it in your voice.
Yeah, there's still a bit of it in there. But it's funny, when I go back home now, I feel, if I ask for a pint in a pub, I feel like Prince Charles.
Well, it's the only place, Wigan's the only place I've been to an away game and someone says Wetherspoons was the posh place.
Really?
Yeah, I said, don't go in there, mate, it's a bit pricey and posh in there. I was like, really?
Yeah, so what happens is, we beat Stoke last week. We think, great, that's us, we're safe for this year, great run,
Yeah.
Cookie's done a fantastic job since Christmas. And then the next lunchtime, we find out that we're in administration and
Yeah.
that the club's going to go under. And it's been a horrible couple of weeks, and I've got to say, I'm damn detached from it. But I look at what's going on up there, and I'm full of pride for the people that live
Yeah.
up there. They've been raising money in all sorts of different ways. Good on them.
Yeah. But it's even the apparently the shirt sponsor, is it KB88?
Yeah.
They're connected with him as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So it's
It's a horrible
and then
mess.
then there's rumours of betting, bets
Well,
of.
that's the biggest one, isn't it? That what's happened is a rumour started, as far as we can work out, by Rick Parry from the EFL.
Yeah.
We spoke about it last time, didn't we?
Yeah.
That there's somebody's put a bet on that they're going to get relegated.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, that again, high stakes gamblers, they
Yeah.
might have done it.
But how much would you put on to get your money back from a £20 million investment?
Well, they just spread it all across the
Yeah.
Philippines and the Far East, I suppose, wouldn't they? Thousands of bets. It's
Yeah.
all sophisticated stuff. But I mean, if that is going on, is the EFL going to look into it? Or would they start thinking, "God, what we're going to discover if we go any deeper
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Don't they all have to pass a fit and proper test to be EFL sort of chairmen and
Well, yeah.
owners and stuff? So it just seems to me, once you own, if you pass it, say what you've done, pass it to your mate, it's forgettable. You can just do that.
Yeah.
But if you go in and buy it from it fresh as an outsider,
But this is what I was saying about.
The EFL have got to agree to whoever.
well, this is
the
for me
owner is.
surely where the blame must lie somewhere.
Well, if
I mean,
this
is
is.
it definitely going to be a point deduction? Do you think? There's talk of it being not applied.
Well, the rules are, aren't they? And it's one of those.
A bit like Leeds is what I heard.
imagine. Yeah,
If you go down, it'll be this season. If you stay up, you'll get another one next season. Is what I read.
But it
Yeah,
feels
yeah.
wrong.
Something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. So what's going to happen is if we end up naturally in the bottom three, which we're not going to do now, we go down and they'd immediately stick that 12 points on next season. So we start 12 points behind everybody else. If we finish 11 points above it, then impose the 12 points and we'll go down artificially.
Yeah.
And we'd start next season, my understanding is, from scratch.
If you finish
In League-
14
in League
points
One.
clear, would you get it this season? So if you
Right.
they put it on next season,
Yeah.
it's getting too much.
Basically, there's no way of benefiting from it, is there?
No.
If you go down, you're going down.
Yeah.
If you go down naturally without the deduction or whatever, you'd end up having it next
But it
season.
does beg the question, who are they punishing? They're not punishing the owners because
No.
he's Scarpered, he's
They've gone
in the
in
Far East, he couldn't give a monkey's what happens.
Yeah.
Isn't it something to do? I've seen haven't you had two people, potential buyers, all
Yeah.
got like 20, haven't you got like a 30 million wage bill or something?
Well, it's a heavy wage bill, of course it is. But you know, every team in the Championship is spending
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
than they did.
I
The
understand
only
that.
team last season that broke even was Rotherham and they got relegated.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it
Yeah.
needs a complete fresh look at the Championship's
Well,
organised, isn't it, really?
I saw earlier that potentially grounds might open by October, I was
Yeah.
reading at lunchtime, but Championship would only open to 20% capacity, yet the Premier League would open to 40% capacity.
Why is that?
Not sure why that is, but it was saying 40% capacity. It used Forest as an example because if we go up, our income would increase by about from 3 million to 7 million in turnover from depending on which league we'd stay in. So the actual benefit would be an additional £4 million going in the Premier League because of the capacity we can open to.
The gap just gets bigger and bigger all the time.
I think this season, they say it's the £100 million win or whatever, don't they, for going up. I don't think it is this season, is it? It's going to be, you need, well, it's even going to be even more, or actually, the Gulf won't, this is probably the one season you probably maybe don't want to go up because next year, they've said there's financial fair play scraps in the Championship, so you're going to get teams that have got a bit of brass behind them go straight for it.
Yeah.
And go,
Because of COVID.
yeah,
Right,
because of,
not because of
no,
scrapping.
because of this whole global pandemic, they're literally writing off financial fair play for 12 million, and so next season, actually, teams that can, your Sheffield Wednesdays, that have obviously got the money, fair enough, they've broken the financial fair plays at the moment. If they've got a 12-month breather, they can go for it. Teams like yourself, Derby probably end up going for it with your Rooney's, your big players coming in and say we possibly could. But that's just going to make it twice as hard, and then the following year you've got to get back onto it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
so you've
because
got to really be able to pull.
there is only 3 teams that can go up, and
Yeah.
if you've got 10 teams spending stupid amounts of money,
It's 12, and then you've got teams coming down.
Yeah.
I think parachute payment's not as much this year
yeah,
because of this, and the actual winning money because we've had there's been some sort of potential loan from the Championship and so forth from the Premier League. So that's all got to be paid back if you get up.
So what you're saying is that with the Leeds family, this is the worst year to go up.
Yeah. There's going to be an asterisk next to it. Everyone loves an asterisk. I don't care. It's like Liverpool winning the league. It's got an asterisk next to it. It's not a real one, is it?
So what do you think then now that... so let's just say whatever happens to Wigan, right? You either get your 12 points deducted now or next year or whatever. I personally think that the the Football League need investigating themselves, because they haven't carried out the Fit and Proper Persons Act properly, have they? They've just, it's like, oh, he sold it to his mate, oh, he'll be all right. And this is going to happen more, I think, where the FA, the Football League, oh, let's face it, the FA might do it as well, because you don't know what's cracking off with alleged brown envelopes and stuff. You know, do you think the FA should be the Football League should be investigated?
Well, I was listening to a podcast last week that the club organised, and there was an expert in sports law there, and he was making the point that the EFL has only got rules that have been passed by the clubs within the Football League. So the owners of the clubs are the ones who decide the rules. So as a result, the Fit and Proper Persons Test, or whatever it's called these days, is in place because they want it there. And his argument was, well, as soon as you start getting really rigid with it, there are fewer people for the owners to sell their clubs to when they want to bail. And I thought that was really quite troubling. And you kind of think it needs something bigger than the EFL itself to actually come in and say, this is just going to wreck communities up and down the country.
I mean, surely that's the FA. Wouldn't that be the governing body of football?
Don't hold your breath on that one.
Well, I know. But I think some of these owners, they have to put bonds forward or something to prevent that. I mean, because it's some sort of scam, isn't it? Whatever.
Yeah, it is.
Somewhere, somebody's done that. To try and either make some money or prevent themselves losing something.
It's probably a tax write-off.
Whatever. It's sold it to a company in the Cayman Islands. I mean, which probably just wants it out. Some way of just saying.
But in fairness, though, when these things happen, you do hear rumblings for weeks. Covers in the press. There's always something. Yours was just literally a click of a finger.
There were that many people investigating Wigan, weren't there? I watched a lad last night on YouTube, and he was brilliant. How he's betting scams and the shirt sponsor and this bloke who's not. You're registered at a shopping mall in some godforsaken place, and the bloke who's bought it, nobody can find him. He don't even exist. It's...
Well, Lisa Nandy, the MP, she said this is potentially an international scandal.
It is.
And I'm with her on that. I think this is really big. But, I said before, it's a can of worms. Once they start exploring what's gone on, it could be really quite troubling. There could be a lot of heads getting
This ain't going to be the only club. This is going to happen to Football League clubs, it's going to happen to Premier League, French, American football, baseball teams. This is just the start of it. And it's going to ruin clubs and communities.
And it's that worries me, because actually the big cities are going to be fine. But it's the small northern towns, Midlands towns.
We've already lost Bury, haven't we?
We've lost Bury. Bolton came right to the very end. Wigan go. You got Blackburn Rovers by the Venkies. Heaven knows what's going to
happen. Well, they were clueless, weren't they?
Got it back together again. Seems to be on a bit more of a level field.
But they thought it was a franchise, didn't they? They thought they couldn't go down. They actually thought that they couldn't go down. And yet they're business people who know what they're doing, apparently. Chickens. Running around like headless chickens. So,
And the Rugby League club buying?
Well,
that's a good question, Pedro.
It's very good. You see, this is one of the things that people don't really understand about Wigan as a town. It's not a big town, and it supports two teams, because there aren't that many people support the football team and the rugby team. You tend not to. Crazy, but it's true. So what they're talking about now is could the owner of the rugby club get together a consortium that could buy the football club as well, so like create a big sporting club in the centre of the town, which would be brilliant, like an FC Barcelona in Lancashire. It could work, that. Up to the level. I do get carried away, but you take my point. The idea of having a top rugby team and a half decent football team.
And then the top rugby team, Mark, are they?
A-top, they're not.
You don't live on the M62. I don't follow that.
At the moment,
Rugby league, you have to live on the M62 to follow that, don't you?
How are Leeds doing?
Well, before the lockdown, I mean, but it only just started the rugby league season. There was 6 rounds in or something. That's going to start again in a couple of weeks. So we should be entertained. no fans at rugby league games.
But
Yeah,
that does seem
reunion stuff
that
as well,
does seem
doesn't
like a rational way of
Yeah.
approaching
Yeah.
the rugby club. The idea of saying the rugby club and the football club, one is one. They play in the same ground, broadly the same ownership. Some people are getting really jumpy. Oh, we don't want the rugby owning us. Well, it's not. Nobody's talking about that really. We're
it's
talking about some pretty well-to-do, well-off Wiganers clubbing together to keep the
to
football
save
club alive.
something, really.
I think it's a great idea.
I do.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
The team and management have held themselves in really high respect since all of this has gone on. The manager bringing all the furlough, the sacked staff individually going round, some of the players going round to families that are struggling and supporting. When then themselves, are they working currently on 20% wages? I know 20% of 20 million is still quite a lot, but at the end of the day, it just shows the sort of mentality and the personality that they've got in that club and the spirit that's working with, which I think is phenomenal and fantastic achievement in itself, because you could just put tools down and just go for it and just disappear. They could quite easily have done that.
Well, the administrator was saying that he's been to clubs where that's just what the top players have done. He said, well, we're not getting
certainly
paid,
happened the other night, didn't it?
No,
Oh,
the other
God,
night. Yeah.
what a night that
Well, we will talk about that in a bit. So I just hope Wigan do it, and I'm not being against Luton, Barnsley, or anybody else down there. I just really hope Wigan stop up, just because it's fucking wrong what's happened. It's just so wrong what's happened. How these have just come in and basically ruined the club.
It is, considering that was it Christmas you got in the league, or just after Christmas?
Well, just before Christmas, we haven't won for I don't know how many, 15 games, something like
the
that.
team's got itself out of trouble. to be honest.
Yeah.
They've been on a great run.
Yeah.
9 clean sheets out of the last 10, something like that. You know, it's pretty special what's going on, and they are a good side now. You know, you look at them and you think, actually, now they've gelled together. If this team had hit this sort of form in November, we'd have been pushing for playoff places.
I wonder when this bet was placed on Wigan to go down.
I don't think it's been
actually exist?
proven
Yeah,
that
I
it's
mean, it's-
happened. And this is the frustrating thing for me, because Rick Parry was filmed talking to this 17-year-old Wigan supporter in this Cheshire village about what had happened, and Rick Parry himself said there are rumours about a bet that's been placed. Now, I've not heard anything about it till the CEO of the EFL starts talking about it.
Yeah. Is that the one where the video's just looking at his feet?
Yeah, just
yeah.
feet,
So you
sandals.
know what I mean. It's really there, but no, I really do hope Wigan pull out of it, not because I want other teams to go down, but I just think it's completely wrong what's happened. But right, we'll leave that bit of corruption there for the and fraud. We'll move on to the actual football. We'll start at the bottom. So, as Wigan could be down there, what the fuck happened the other night?
It wasn't that amazing. If you've been watching Wigan play, Hull were rubbish.
They weren't they? I watched the highlights.
Hull looked completely dispirited, but with the way Wigan started, you can see why, because we just played them off the park.
We hit the post a couple of times, didn't you?
Yeah, we hit the bar, the post. It was a spectacular. That first half was unreal, and then second half he took off 4 or 5 of the better players quite early on
to save them for
the big match with Charlton this week.
Yeah.
And the last thing he wanted was Keeper Moore getting injured. Or Anthony Robinson, so he took them off, but. They looked really impressed. They were playing beautiful football. There's been a better performance this season in the Championship. I'd be surprised. I mean, I've seen Leeds play some great stuff, but you know, Wigan were electric.
Especially with the pressures of what the hell's happening with our club, where we're going to be this time next year, or where we're going to be this time in a couple of weeks.
Maybe that was a driver for them. I mean, that could have really energised them. I think. But it was beautiful. There was some great football. I mean, their manager, McGann, he said, we were taken to bits and it was embarrassing. He said, but they were so good.
Yeah. They look good. They look really good.
So that was a great evening. And now I've got to follow it up with 2 more displays. We can win both those. Then, even if they take 12 points off us, we stay up.
You're staying up, ain't you? Did you see the goals, Pen, and that?
I didn't. But how did Kieran Dowell score an hat-trick? Because man, he was dreadful for us. You know.
There you are.
Couldn't kick snow off a rope.
Did you see that third goal he scored?
Absolutely.
Kick snow off a rope. I've never heard that one, Pedro. Love it.
The third goal was as good as anything that's been scored this season, honestly. He looked really good.
Yeah, just pick the 3-minute highlights up on Sky. They really were. I think there were one goal where it was a bit of a scramble, but every other goal was a well-hit shot. And
well, his highlights package for Derby was mainly him kicking the ball out for a throw-in.
Perhaps he should have played rugby league for Wigan.
I was going to say, tapered off towards a sort of final quarter of the season, but up until that, he hit the ground running. I think he scored hat-trick for us, or certainly had a couple of games.
Against Hull.
Yeah, against Hull, that was it. Yeah. I thought he did. I was going to say.
Hates Hull.
Sure
Hates him with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. Moving on to Stoke, they got beat by your lot, didn't they? You did well against them.
We absolutely played. You know, that was so we beat Stoke 5-0 last night. They Barnsley.
Yeah.
Bottom. They should have won.
Yeah.
You were lucky, weren't you?
Yeah, they were lucky.
We were lucky.
Yeah.
That I think, from a stats point of view, it's one of the worst games under Bielsa.
We've got back to Barnsley on Sunday.
We actually had whatever that rating thing that we're following.
Oh, yeah.
It was reversed. Actually, Leeds were. Barnsley were the better side. If you Barnsley played like Leeds often play, pressed the opposition off the park, and they had so many chances, and they just couldn't put away. Golden opportunity.
Yeah.
Well,
We're going to turn us over on Sunday.
I think, on golden opportunities, 4-2 to Barnsley would have been a fair result, but it wasn't.
It weren't, no.
I don't care.
I like the way they play football, Barnsley. And I think
and
it's a shame that they're down there.
the commentators were making the point that against the better sides, Barnsley play better. They got some really good results. I think. Not just to turn West Brom over, they certainly got points off West Brom this season and off Brentford. When they play more direct teams, apparently, they get undone. And I think if they play like they did last night, you can see them Forest and Brentford.
Yeah.
So if Forest and Brentford play football against them, they could, but it's unlikely. It's unlikely. So
We need a point to guarantee it and safeguard it.
Yeah.
I think we've got them and Stoke. Stoke will be safe by now.
Stoke have got to be one of the big disappointments. I'm not disappointed because I've no real affinity for them, but at the same time, the players they've got, they should be doing
Stoke have actually picked up a bit just lately, haven't they? They have won a couple of games. I think.
They beat Barnsley.
Beat Barnsley, didn't they?
They got thrashed by us. They got thrashed by Leeds.
Fact.
And that's
Thrashed
all.
by Derby.
What are my glasses?
Yeah, they've won 2 of the last 5.
They have, and Stoke are pretty much safe now, isn't they?
I think points guaranteed.
Guaranteed, but I don't think they'll need the point. I think they'll be all right if Hull play like they do.
Well, I don't know. I think Huddersfield got West Brom tonight. I think Huddersfield might get something out of it. Whether it's a win or a draw, I think they might get something out of it.
Hull and Luton have got to play each other, haven't they?
Yeah. It's all.
So I don't know what the maths are, but I suspect Stoke are already safe, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're safe. I don't think it's.
I think mathematically they're probably safe.
Yeah, Stoke are good.
Because both Hull and Luton can't get
6 points.
6 points.
Yeah. But I think Luton got absolutely battered the other night, didn't they, by Reading? So
counting to 6.
yeah, Stoke got battered by Reading the other night, didn't they? They took a right fucking 5-0 beating. But
Stoke did.
Luton, sorry. Luton, talking about Luton. I've got it wrong again.
Yeah.
This is going to be one of my major points now, getting things wrong, isn't it? I've actually wrote it down here, wrote Luton. Middlesbrough, they seem to have got this out of the shit and all that. Neil Warnock seems to have...
Dragged themselves, haven't they?
It's amazing, that bloke, isn't it, Neil Warnock? What he actually does. He's too good for the Championship, but he's not good enough for the Premier League. Or...
Yeah, but it's not pretty to watch, is
No,
it?
it ain't pretty.
It just comes in and does a job. I mean, to be fair, if he's there next season, is he there for next season, or is he?
No, he's not. How old is he?
70. Yeah, I was going to say he's in his 70s. Isn't he?
He's got to knock it on the head soon.
Well, he's
Mind
amazing.
you.
Every time he loses his job, and you think, he's going back to his farm in Cornwall now because he got a second family there, and he got a really nice life. And then he turns up at another club.
Yeah. Well, where was he?
Never gets tired.
He was Cardiff at the start of the season.
Yeah, but he went somewhere else for a couple of weeks, didn't he?
No, I don't think so.
Sure, he went somewhere.
He said he fancied coming back for one last hurrah.
Yeah, and he's done it.
Could be Middlesbrough.
Would you like him at Wigan?
No. Neither him nor Allardyce. As if either of them would think about it.
Well, yeah, why ain't nobody at Allardyce just lately? I thought he'd have been...
Are you happy with Paul Cobb?
Yeah, well, rumours are that he could well be flying off over the summer.
He's been there a while.
What's left of the summer?
Hasn't he been there?
3 years. Yeah. So we had 1 year where he got us out of the League One, and then we survived last year pretty well, and then we've had this year. So apparently Birmingham, Bristol City, Middlesbrough are all interested in him. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
He's competent.
Yeah, it is. Charlton, they got a win over Birmingham. Is that right? Have I got that one right? But I've noticed that.
They drew Birmingham.
Do you know what this is? This is my missus talking to me when I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to be the family wife, man, husband, while she's sitting there going, "Do you like these blinds? Because we want blinds for the kitchen." I'm like, "Yes, I do. Yeah, they're yeah, but you don't even know what you're looking at." No, that's because I'm doing this. So anyway, Birmingham, they fell in the shit, didn't they? Just lately.
But you've at that point against Charlton, you know, because I did wonder if Birmingham, because when we sat down last week, or the week before, we were saying, I think it was Reading, Sheffield Wednesday and Birmingham were the three teams who had more or less nothing to play for. Yeah. But actually Birmingham put themselves up until
again
in a position where they
again a point of sort them.
But that point, you know, back to that thing of 50 points with the two teams on 45 playing each other, should be enough.
Well, I'm just going to stop this and restart it. Don't move. So it's only set up for half an hour, you see, and then it keeps the quality of the camera better. So with Birmingham are down there in the shit. Charlton, I think we've mentioned all them. Barnsley, I don't think Barnsley are going to stop up, are they?
No. I mean, they've played their hands now, is it? Yeah,
they're fucked completely. Right, let's go on to the other end of the table now. Then
Huddersfield.
Oh yeah, Huddersfield
could get themselves out of it. A tremendous result tonight.
I think they'll get something out of it tonight.
Yeah.
I think West Brom is literally a free full team, and I think falling into the playoffs might be the worst thing for them, because I'd much rather play them than Brentford.
And why is that, Jono? Why do you rather play West Brom? Just because
Brentford are the full team.
Yeah.
And out of all the teams I've seen us play this season, even though we beat them twice, I would still say they're probably the best team that I've seen play this year.
Best team I've seen.
Brentford. Fine.
Yeah,
and last season as well.
Yeah, they were great last season. But we beat them twice this season, and both 1-0s, not convincing on our side, but literally smash and grabs.
Yeah.
But I'll happily take that.
Yeah, that's it.
Have we got the look to do it over a 2-leg game? No. And 1 leg, okay. But I'd much rather have West Brom, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of better against the better football.
Yeah. Well, we shit out. We have played with 10% possession and get a goal. That's literally how it works.
Well, talking of playing better against the footballing sides, you guys had a draw with Forest and Derby, didn't you? So
yeah, fully merited, I think.
It was not fully merited. I think the exact message was go and play on the motorway.
Delightful.
Was it?
We did that against Leeds as well, didn't we?
You offered nothing.
Equalised in the 95th minute or something.
You offered nothing.
Yeah, it's just where you sit in, though, isn't it? And kind of. We didn't play well.
I didn't even see Rooney on the ball.
No, they reckon he was gone missing, haven't they? From what I've seen, from what I've read, they reckon Rooney went missing.
He's
when it counts.
Involved and you know, kind of interested in the game. No,
I think that's I'm just going on reports and that what I've heard and read that like Rooney went missing when he counted. So
it wasn't his best game against Forest. He's struggled a bit since lockdown, I think. You know, but his Project Restart.
Is he? I thought he was playing quite well since as such.
I was going to say we were sat here 10 days. We were sat here 2 weeks ago.
I thought it was.
Rooney, best team, form. We're going to gate crash.
Yeah.
What happened there?
But we lost 3 out of 4.
Yeah. Well, look at it this way, Ped. You'll still be sitting here with me doing BVM Talks the Championship.
Right side,
every 2 weeks. But hopefully the pubs will be back open then, and we can go and sit down the Navy or somewhere doing it. Right, let's moving on to Brentford then. So let's have a chat about Brentford and West Bromwich Albion. So you think Brentford are going to really take them?
I just think Brentford, they won 5 on the bounce, 8 on the bounce I think it is in total actually, so 5, last 5, 8 on the bounce. Just think they seem to be scoring for fun. Their 3 top strikers are all in the top 3 goal scorers. So what
BMW.
Yeah, BMW, that's it. I'm trying to find the anagram. But just something about them. They look good every time I've watched them play. They look good. They seem to be an organised team. They play good football. They're set up in a good way. There's just something about them that feels like it seems like it's their turn. And West Brom, from the position where they've been and how they're going, just seem to be stuttering again.
Yeah. It seems like they've got a bit of the attacker leads from last year, isn't it? Like West Brom are
They almost think it's a given. I know a couple of West Brom fans, and one of them I talked to quite a bit, lives in Barcelona, but he's been that cocky and arrogant since December, January. They're going up, it's all about them, they'll walk the league.
The key one for me was first game after lockdown, but anyway, they played Brentford. And West Brom played Brentford, 6-pointer. And we played Fulham.
Yeah.
We beat Fulham. They were only 6-7 points behind us, I think, when we started, and that sort of knocked them back, put us 3 points forward. West Brom played Brentford, and Brentford beat West Brom.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Shrunk that, and so when we restarted, I was looking at Leeds, West Brom, and Fulham. Anyone from those three, Brentford. It was mathematically possible, but Brentford, if you had any sort of form, Brentford weren't going to be in it. But they've just game after game after game. And it's there, it's West Brom's to lose, obviously. I think tonight's crucial. I think if West Brom win tonight,
Huddersfield have got to get something, and I just think they've got a result in them. They can be really poor, or they could be fantastic. But I just don't know which Huddersfield you're going to get.
It'll still probably go down to the last game if West Brom do win tonight. But I think for me the key things tonight, that's where when Huddersfield gets something off of West Brom, hopefully, which means Leeds are up.
Yeah.
And I will be.
It feels weird saying the season. Let's all have a chat on Wednesday once the season's over. On Wednesday.
And, But then from the playoff point of view, that's what you want, because you want a team like West Brom being in the top two all season.
Form goes out the window.
Yeah, it does.
Everyone says it's always a team that creeps in as well, and it does. But I don't think anyone's going to creep into it. I think
form goes out the window, but the psychology like last season with Leeds of being in the box seat 90% of the season and then finding yourself in the playoffs is way different than even if Brentford stay in the playoffs, they're still on the up because they're
still on the up end.
And they're a form side.
Yeah, look, I wouldn't want to play Brentford over a 2-leg game. I'd happily take them in a one, but we've got to get through for 2 legs to get to that. But I think I'm very surprised at the top if 4th to 6th changes much. 3rd to 6th changes much.
Cardiff got Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
What do you think, Phil? Do you think Brentford will do it, or do you think West Brom will hang on by the skin of the baggies?
It's hard to say, isn't it? It could go either way. I'm looking at Brentford have won all those games. Well, they might be due to lose one. Yeah. You could argue Stoke City have been rubbish, but actually they've got some good players. Yeah. They could get a result. I think Brentford have been really good, but it'd be massively disappointing for West Brom if they didn't go up now, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
having been there all season.
Yeah, it'd break them, wouldn't it? I think they would actually be mentally and physically broken if they didn't get into the automatic.
Yeah, I think you're right. Have they got the mentality to do it? Mike was saying about what happened to Leeds last season.
Well, and
what happened last season?
We didn't go automatically last season. We got beat by Sheffield United in the crucial game, but we're not up yet.
No.
Look,
nothing's guaranteed yet, Mike. In one league, nothing's guaranteed. With 2 games to go, no one's guaranteed.
If we play like we did last night against Derby and Charlton, that could be us falling into place.
When we cut last time before, I missed it. You'd have loved this one. Every team was not one team guaranteed to stay in that division last year. Mathematically, either go up or go down. When we last met, that's now not the case. But I thought, quite impressed with that.
But if I was going through. I was going to put them in order this season. I would have said Brentford have been consistently the most attractive footballing team in the division. And for the last 3 or 4 years they've been building, and they've lost managers, they've lost players, and they carry on becoming stronger and stronger. Now they're moving into a new ground as well.
Yeah.
They could be around for a little longer, because if Bournemouth go down,
they've got better infrastructure. They look like they've got better infrastructure.
They've planned for this, haven't they? Brentford, they have planned
really
for this.
Thought it through.
Don't they play the Moneyball game where it's all about stats and looking at players who've got this, that, and the other, and sort of had to tick a few boxes before they actually buy them and stuff?
Yeah, well, I brought with me my Wigan scarf.
I've seen the Wigan scarf.
Yeah, it's got Uwe Rosler's era, and we got Uwe Rosler from Brentford. But it didn't seem to affect them at all, because they could progress through.
We had it for a short while,
I was going to say, you haven't
didn't last the season.
No. When you did at that stage.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff. So we're coming to the close of this, and Fulham. So we're just going to say that these are going to be the top. You're going to think Brentford are going to swap with West Brom, and then it'll be that 4 that's there now. We don't think. You don't think Millwall will
They could, but
Millwall or
that's
Swansea.
the one thing we've been looking at. Cardiff have been in that 6th place ever since the restart, haven't they?
No, Preston weren't
Oh,
starting.
Preston. Sorry.
But they've been in it for the last couple of weeks, Cardiff have, yeah. And is it, what's his name? Harrison. Neil Harrison.
Neil Harris,
Yeah, he's there. He's just like a mini Warner.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
He's horrible. He's got the mannerisms, the personality. You don't want to like him,
No.
but he seems to grind results out and really upset the apple cart.
Grinds you down,
Yeah, it's
doesn't
When you look at that one, Millwall have done really well, haven't they? And the last 2 games, who've they got there? QPR and Huddersfield. It's entirely possible we could win both those. And then Cardiff have got Middlesbrough, managed by Neil Warnock. They'll have
Go
Oh,
back
something to
to Cardiff,
prove.
yeah, that'd be interesting, yeah.
And then they've got Hull, who will probably be dead down amongst the dead men by then. But there's a good chance Cardiff are going to lose one of those. They could lose against Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
And Millwall could win both those. So there could be some transference there.
And you can't count Swansea off, but they're just the teams have, they've had those chances, haven't they? And they've all.
Yeah, no one seems to want to grab it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been guilty of that all season. We've closed the gap from 10 points to the automatic 2 and given that away. We just don't want to seem to get this over the line with a point now. But I don't know. I just think it's.
You're not in great form, are you?
No. But if you watch the second half of the night, played well. First half, we were fine. I think we seem to just be drawing a line under this season, tickling over the edge. And for us, I would assume the playoffs is like a separate sort of mini league cup, just fresh start for us again.
If you
We seem
think
to be resting players now as well.
if you think Brentford don't make it, do you think that team will be broken up? Do you think too many Premier League clubs will come in?
Leicester looking at
Yeah, I think Leicester are looking at a few.
Season after season, they're so.
Yeah.
Because still, who was that striker? He went to Brighton.
The other one went to Kocha, he went to Villa and then did nothing, did he?
Yeah, it's a shame when that happens, but I think these clubs come in, don't they? And
I know what they're doing.
yeah, so right then, folks, we'll wind that up. I'd like to thank you coming all the way from Wigan, Phil, to give us your
10 miles from Nottingham, not too difficult.
for having a bit of a chat with us, mate. I appreciate that.
Enjoyed it. Thanks for
Good
asking
stuff.
me.
That's all right. Hey, if we're doing this next year and Wigan are still up, we'll invite you over a couple of more times. Shall we do one more, lads, for in a couple of weeks when the close?
After playoffs.
Yeah, we'll have.
So I think
before the final.
Playoffs start Sunday,
Yeah.
Sunday and Monday, first leg. Second leg's Wednesday and Thursday, and then it's a week on Tuesday.
Yeah. So we'll do it for the final, or do you want to do it after the final?
After the first leg, no.
Well, let's see.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll have a chat.
Let's have a chat once we know. Let's have a chat and see how it goes.
We'll have a chat, folks, and see what's happening.
I might
Because,
Or Leeds.
Yeah. So thanks again, lads. Thanks for having us in your wonderful big garden, Mike. I appreciate this, and yeah, leave it there. All right, lads. Say bye.
Cheers. See ya.